Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community and 7 questions with Emmy.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you're both here. Oh my gosh. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Everett. Nice to meet you.
We're so excited.
I am so excited too, and apparently so is my dog Ginger, because you might hear her barking in the background. I think someone's delivering the mail, but she will be done shortly, I promise.
Hey, we just listened to your podcast last night.
You
He knows
did?
our baby knows the whole theme song. He sings it.
No way.
Yes.
That's amazing. And he's was one so little. My son Callum is 21 months now, and he's my eldest son, and he still doesn't know the theme song.
Well, he's 2, so he's a little bit older
2.5.
Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to 7 Questions with Emmy. Today I'm really excited about my interview, and I have a special co-host, my brother Everett.
Thanks for letting me join you, Emmy. Today we are talking with one of the most popular kid podcasters in the world.
His name is Eric O'Keefe, and he's the host of What If World, one of our favorite podcasts that we listen to every night. Eric, thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I am truly honored. This is a special day for me.
Let's get going with the questions. Can you explain what If World is and how it got started?
Sure. What If World is a storytelling podcast for kids. And it got started in a moment very similar to this, in fact. I used to tell stories over long distance over the computer to my nephew, because I lived in LA and he lived in Boston. I missed him a lot. His name's Teddy, and hi Teddy. He's almost 10 now, and I was telling those stories, and Miss Karen, my wife, she thought that they sounded good. So she was like, why don't I turn this into a podcast? I had no idea how to do that. So thank goodness she is smarter and more driven than I am. So she helped me make the first episodes of What If World and taught me how to edit and produce them on my own. And now here we are.
Who is your favorite character from What If World?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I would say probably the most popular character is Fred the dog.
He loves Fred the dog.
I am not surprised. He is inspired by my own real life dog, Fred, who was born with a tongue that's too long for his mouth, and it makes his life a little bit difficult, but he has overcome that, and he's a really amazing dog. And then one of my personal favorite characters is named Abacus P Grumbler, and he is a wizard, and he's very uppity, but also he's a complete train wreck sometimes. He can't do any magic right every once in a while, and I feel like we all feel that way sometimes. So he's a character that I really love.
What is your favorite part of recording new What If World shows?
Oh, well, it's such a really, really fun thing to do, but I like when the characters kind of start talking at each other, because it's a make-believe podcast, and a little secret is that that I do some of the voices. I don't know if you kids know that.
I could hear your voice and some of the voices.
Yeah. So then these characters, and this is, really behind the scenes stuff, they are imaginary, and they talk about the fact that they are imaginary. And yet sometimes when they're talking to each other, they feel so real that it's like, I don't even have to do anything. They're just talking back and forth. And those are the most fun, silly, imaginative moments. I really enjoy that.
How many questions and ideas are submitted to you every week?
Oh, at least dozens. Sometimes we have a really big week and we'll get like a couple hundred, and we get a lot of questions, which is great now. At the beginning, we got very few.
Can you ever run out of what if questions, and what would happen if you did?
Well, I do about 3 new stories a month, and I get, lots of questions. So chances are I will not run out of questions. However, back when I started this show, I did run out. And what I had to do, because I wanted to keep telling stories, it was my passion, and that's why I started this show. So I reached out to friends and I just begged them, hey, could you please ask a question? Please ask your kid to ask a question. I know they don't know what If World is, but just tell them to say what if, and then anything that comes out of their mouth, and send it to me, please. And that's what it was like.
Is it hard to come up with creative stories every week?
Some days it is, and that's I would say that has a lot more to do with just like being a grown up and having two young kids and just all the things that we have to do all the time. Sometimes I don't have enough time to just sit down and really have fun. But if I can get in my little studio that I'm really, really lucky to have and just really focus on giving myself some imaginative, creative time, it's never really that hard. It's just hard to make that time happen, which is why I always tell kids, when you have that time to be creative, really, really treasure it and really try to use it, because it's very special.
What do you like to do with your family when you're not working on What If World?
Oh, I love to do all kinds of things. We like to go to the zoo and the aquarium. Um, I used to teach gymnastics, so and motor skills for like little babies. So I do a lot of gymnastics, and we have mats that we roll around. We also, honestly, we live in a neighborhood that has a nice outdoor plaza nearby. And so we'll just walk there and go see all the people, and that's really nice too.
Now it's time for some bonus questions. Are you ready, Eric?
Bonus questions? Yeah!
What advice do you have for us?
Well, if you've listened to What If World, you know one of the last things I say at the end of every episode: until we meet again, keep wondering. I think that wonder is this amazing thing that if we can hold on to even when we're grown-ups, it helps us stay curious. It helps us to understand others. It helps us to find joy and funniness and silliness, and even the happier side of sadness. Wonder is one of the most powerful things in the world, and I think it's what makes human beings so amazing. So I always like to tell kids and grown-ups to just keep wondering.
Well, we want to give some What If World questions. Here's mine. What if Fred the dog got a Nintendo Switch?
What if Fred the dog got a Nintendo Switch? Okay, I'm processing that question right now. But Emmy, it sounded like you might have also had a question.
I do. And here's mine. What if Fairlease fell in love with you, Mr. Eric?
What if Fairlease fell in love with me, Mr. Eric? Oh my gosh. Would you two be up to telling, I know normally your show would end right now, but would you two be up to telling like a little What If World story together right now?
I would love to do that.
Yeah? What we'll do, I'll tell the story, and sometimes I'm going to need your help. And if you feel like talking, then you're more than welcome to. And if you'd rather listen, then that's okay too. Right? This is for us to just share in together in whatever way is best for us, okay? So we have what if Fred the dog got a Nintendo Switch? And what if Fairlease fell in love with me, Mr. Eric? Yeah. All right. So let's see. That's the sound of us going to What If World, okay? So here we are. So Fred the dog was very excited because his friend Everett had a present for him. Oh, Everett, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for coming to visit me all the way in What If World. I know it's really a long trek. Did you get me something?
Yes.
Oh, it looks like some little kind of thing, like a box. Am I supposed, with buttons on it? Do I chew on it and eat it? Is that what I do?
No.
Oh, what is it called?
A Nintendo Switch.
Oh, a Nintendo Switch! Wow! I have no idea what that is. But Fred nevertheless took out this Nintendo Switch and started pushing buttons wildly. Emmy, am I doing it right? Am I pushing the buttons with my tongue right?
No. You play a Nintendo Switch where you buy like these game cards and you can put them in, and then you can click on the game with the buttons. So you can use your tongue for the buttons or your paws, and you can click them and then like play the games with the little Joy-Cons.
Oh, I see. That's really strange because in What If World, suddenly this big button appeared in the middle of the Nintendo Switch, and it says, Suck Everett and Emmy inside of the Nintendo Switch. It's a really big button. I don't know how it says all that, but I'm just going to press it real quick. We'll see what happens. I want... And as he pressed the button, Emmy and Everett suddenly got sucked into What If World and into the video game. And some of What If World got sucked into this video game as well, just leaving Fred floating around playing the game in a big blank void. Oh, are you two okay in there?
Yeah. Just why did you trap us in this Nintendo?
I don't know. I just pushed a button. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Most video games I've heard, there's a lot of, the old fashioned ones, there was like lots of blowing stuff up and stuff, but I'm more into like the puzzle games and the games where we explore our emotions and, what's this heart button? The Nintendo Switch just keeps growing new buttons. Do you think he should push the button?
No, after what just happened, do not push the button, Fred.
Okay, I will not push the button. I promise. I'm just gonna turn around and sit on this Nintendo Switch so no one can push the buttons and nothing else happens. But when he sat on the Nintendo Switch, of course, his bottom pushed the button. Hello, Mr. Eric. Oh, hi, Fairlease. I didn't realize I'd been sucked into this video game, too. Oh, boy, this is weird. Hi, Mr. Eric. I would like a hug. Oh, that's wonderful, Fairlease. I love a hug, and I consent to having a hug with you. That sounds great. Oh, what a nice hug. You're a little fairy, but you give really strong hugs. Yes, I want a hug forever and ever and ever. I love you, Mr. Eric. Okay. Emmy, Everett, why is Fairlease hugging me so tight? Why won't she let me go?
I asked a lot of questions and she's in love with you.
Oh, what? Fairlease, you are married. You have a child. I know, but I just cannot help it. I love you so much. Oh, a big, 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 big hug. Oh, what if world magic is sometimes so silly? Hey, Fairlease, Sprite, all right, she's gonna be very upset with you. This isn't how it's supposed to be. What? Oh, am I supposed to love someone else? Yes, you're supposed to. Well, you can love many, many people, but your partner, the person you marry, I think you should probably, that's like your partner, is different. Oh, fine. I'm just gonna press this hard button again, and maybe that'll fix things. You think that'll fix things, Emmy?
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
No way.
Boink. And he reached out with his tongue and pressed it again. Oh, I feel so full of love for Emmy. Give me a big hug, Emmy. And Fairlease gave Emmy the biggest, squeeziest hug. You wouldn't think a fairy with such tiny arms could squeeze so tight. Oh, it seems Emmy's having a little trouble breathing. Oh, no. Okay, no, you love, okay, it's fine to love Emmy. She's a wonderful person. But, it's like, I don't know how to explain this. Let me just push the button again. Beep, 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 beep. And Fred pushed the button over and over and over again. Oh, Everett, I love you so much. And she squeezed Everett. Oh, Fred, I love you too. Well, don't come out here after me. You're in the video game. I'm out of the video game. I do not want a big hug right now. Zoom. And she flew out and started chasing him around for a hug. I said, no hugs, please. Oh, I guess I cannot hug without permission. That's awfully inconvenient, but I love you, Fred. Please. And Emmy and Everett and Fairlease and Sprite Alright and Mr. Eric and Kathunkel and Abacus P Grumbler. I love them all so much. I don't know. This is like an exhausting amount of love. Everett, Emmy, what should we do?
Well, should we tell her to go back to her house and see her kids and husband? Maybe we could just put her to sleep or brainwash her and then she'd forget all about this.
Oh, if brainwashing got us into this mess, then brainwashing can get us out of it. That's good advice, everybody. No, folks at home, that is not good advice. Please do not brainwash anybody. No, it's gonna work, I promise. Okay, Farrelly's, we just need you to take your brain out of your ears and then put it in the sink, and then with the soapy bubbles, you're gonna massage it. Okay, I love you so much. I'll just take out my brain.
No! That's not how you do it. Maybe you just need to go take her to like a therapist, and then she'll talk it all out, and then the therapist can convince her to go back to Sprite All Right and her kids.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that's like the most grown-up advice anyone's ever given on this show. And, most of our guests are grown-ups. This Emmy is very, very mature. So Farrelly's went and met with a therapist. Rigo is here. I'm a therapist, and you are going to love your partner and your daughter and not everyone else except for a healthy amount. Okay, go off and do that. Wow. That was much faster than normal therapy, but I think we need to end this story pretty soon. So I'm going to give my partner Sprite All Right a big hug, and my daughter Pixie Cato a big hug. And you know what? Maybe I'll just give everyone else one more hug. The end.
Thank you, Mr. Eric.
Thank you. I had so much fun. You two are such amazing storytellers. You have wonderful imaginations. You're great interviewers, too. I mean, this was a blast.
Mr. Eric, I loved your podcast so much. I cannot fall asleep without it.
Oh, that is really truly high praise. And you've made my day, my week. This is a really, really special day for me. So thank you again all for having me. You two are clearly such awesome kids, and I hope you both keep wondering.
We will. We're gonna keep listening every single day.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, I'll see you later. Catch you next time.
Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 questions with Emmy.